Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Long Dark Night Development. I'm a little sick, so pardon my voice, but this week I want to show you my quest system and how I'm controlling all of the actions and sequences and conversations and triggers that really drive the story of the narrative throughout gameplay. So I have my quest window open, so on the left here you can see all the quests that are currently in the game. And this main view shows kind of the main quest data. So we have some just high-level descriptions. This controls which scenes the quests are active in. So some scenes only have, one quest in them, and some quests are in many scenes, and so they need to be accessed, whenever, wherever, globally, basically. But for example, this weather forecast quest is only in the first scene, so it's only in this one. And then we have a bunch of basically conditions and actions that control what actually happens during the quest and how it's progressed. So this is a very simple one with no prerequisites. When it's activated, it resets the conversation and changes the music. And then it's completed by just playing the conversation through, and you can't fail it. And that's basically the whole quest. If we looked at a more complicated quest, like meeting Dad right after it, again, it's only in that one scene, but it has a prerequisite. The previous weather forecast quest has to be completed. It does some things on activation. To complete it, this last quest segment or requirement or whatever you want to call it has to be completed. And so this is a much more complicated quest where it starts with the dad calling out to the player, and then you have to walk to the back of the boat, and then the dad says another thing, and then you have to get a fishing rod, and then the player says a thing, and then the quest is over. And so each one of these steps has its own set of prerequisites, activation actions, and then completion and fail criteria and associated actions. So it gets very complicated very quickly, but this system is pretty robust. The fact that, let's just go over here to one that I don't care about, like this one. These conditions can be anything from, whether the player has a fish on their line, or a door is opened, or like a conversation's been played, or the player's in a zone, or they have something in their inventory. So these are all custom made encoded conditions that control the flow of the game. And I do have some general ones that are just like, general quest has to be completed, or tracking, or not tracking, or whatever we want. And then the most important thing is I can have checklists and equations of these conditions that allow me to do really complicated things. For example, like, let's have an equation where the door is opened and the player casts. I don't think this would ever actually be in the game, but door one needs an ID. So like, could do very, very complicated things to basically control, and that's the fail state. It's just an example, but possibilities are kind of endless. And these conditions, I build these as I make systems, and they help me tie in anything in the game to pretty much anything else in the game. Similarly with actions, these are more like one-time events, such as emitting lightning, or logging something, or changing the scene, or resetting a conversation, whatever it is, changing the music. These are really just like one-time events that happen as a result of some condition being met. And yeah, this is a crazy system that I've been building for the past 4 years, and I just improved it these past like week and a half to make it work a lot better with this game. So hopefully some of that makes sense. Hopefully it's interesting. I mean, this is kind of just seeing how the sausage is made, but yeah, that's what I got for you this week. Thanks for hanging out as always. If you have any questions or whatever, please reach out. Love to chat, and wishlist us on Steam if you want to help development. Helps a lot. Thank you, and see you in the next one. All right, cheers.